One. And we are live. What's good? What's good?
Yo, what's up?
Yes.
I hope everyone out there is doing great.
Mm.
And how are you doing today, brother?
Oh, I am incredible. My heart is still beating, man. I feel like because I'm still my heart is still beating. It's gonna be a great day. So like,
I
it
feel
has to be one of the greatest days of my life because I'm living it right now in the present.
you
What about
know,
you?
I'm
Living?
doing great.
Mm.
And we back with another episode of the Two Caps No Cap podcast. No cap.
Mm.
But always remember to have your own experience. We're just talking about different things that we've experienced and different things that we've come to understand. So, have your own experience, do your own research. We're not saying that any of this is 100% true, but you know, we've definitely learned a lot from the stuff that we are telling you.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I'll leave it at that.
Exactly. It has
Uh,
benefited us to an extent where we live the life that we say.
yeah, just gotta drink some water.
Mm. Some good water right
I'm
there.
ass water, yo.
Some good water. Oh yeah. So today we're just going to be talking about more like of our spiritual experiences and how did we get to where we used to be to where we are right now and where are we going?
And
And
from where we used to be.
yeah, but like also like seeing that whole thing in perspective. What is that like? And obviously, like we said, you have your own journey, but this is just a journey that we've gotten through our entire life. So
hmm
yes.
Word. So you want to start, bro?
Yeah, I can
Um,
start. Yeah, that's cool. All right,
yeah.
so I think my spiritual journey started when I was in college, right? Because I didn't know too much about spirit anything. I'll put it like that. I was taught a little things like here and there, but I didn't become what I learned at that point in my life. So I didn't know much about anything. So one night, um, I was, I guess, under a lot of debauchery, lack of a better term. I'll put it like that.
Under the
Lack
influence.
lack of a better term. I just felt like it was so much going on in my life at that point in time, and like I think my roommate had just joined like a fraternity or something, so I was in my room by myself, and like I had a Bible on my nightstand. So this is the thing. Starting my spiritual journey, it took me. I learned that was the first, I guess, inference, my first exposure to any type of history on spirituality.
Mm.
So when I opened it read to me, and it's crazy because I don't even remember what verse I was reading, but it said to me like, "Why do you feel like you can live this life by yourself?"
Mm.
And then I realized at that moment that the only way for me to live my true life was for me to give up my life. And I'll
Mm.
explain like as I go along what that means. But I had to give up this old crappy life of trying to figure it out myself and instead being led by a journey that's already written.
Mm.
So I was, and this is the thing, at that time, in that point in time, I was trying to write my own destiny.
You
Right?
trying to write your own what?
Destiny.
Okay.
I wanted to write my own ticket. But the thing is, if I'll put it like this, if we are the owners of time, like we as humans created like this concept, like the actual counting of time. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we counted that, that means time doesn't necessarily exist. It exists
100%.
in a long scale, but time is present. Time is now. But
Exactly.
now exists in the present, future, and the past.
Mm-hmm.
So what the thing is when I had that first exposure now though, I realized that there were other people who tried to understand what spirituality was. So what I did was obviously, I changed my major a little bit because I was in the wrong area, but I started to study all these different types of religions, because I wanted to understand what is it that these people knew that I can learn from these individuals, obviously, to cut down my time a little bit so that I can understand what I need to know so that I can get to the next level of elevation. And at the time, obviously, I was only vibrating on the third dimensional frequency. Like I wasn't like trying to get up there or anything like that. It was more like, I'm here, and I thought about the past all the time. You know what I mean? Like I was at if I thought about 90% of my thoughts I thought about yesterday, I was thinking about 100. Every day I was living, I was thinking about yesterday. Yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
Oh yeah. But as I understood more of these different types of people who went on their spiritual journeys, I realized that a lot of people, what it came down to was, how do you live in the present? And different people tried to explain that through their experiences, through their different languages, through their different customs. And like even with like traditions, I would read about like different traditions and different types of studies, and it was just so they could start to be present. Like I went to, I think it was not, it was like a sort of like an Indian get together where I forgot where it was. I think it was in Mawa. It was in New Jersey, but I forgot. Yeah. So I don't remember like the whole concept, but basically what happened is, I think somebody from Ramapo took us there. Yeah, but anyway,
that powwow.
That powwow type thing. Yeah. So, but the thing is, like, the people was going around in a circle. The thing is, like, when you move your body as well as like vibrate what you're saying, you're able to stay more present in the moment than, if you're silent and thinking about the past, or if you're silent thinking about the future. And when I learned that this was the whole concept, being present, I wanted to find out, how can I be the most present? And it kind of boiled down to, how is my heart? And heart, when I think of heart, I think of intention. What is the intention behind what I wanted to do, or what I wanted to say, or how I wanted to act? So like in my spiritual journey, I had to realize, whoa, what am I doing in this moment? And am I doing the best thing for my life? Like, yeah, so I had to really breathe that in. But as time progressed, I realized that the way you say certain things, so how you vibrate a word, and how you internalize and how you breathe in and out that word, that can change your entire mood on your vibration. So I wanted to, when I studied these different languages, I realized that vibration was important. I realized that from, well, I mean, like I said, like everybody can do their own experiences, of course, but I realized that from different religions or different studies, they did certain things to find out what is necessary. But ultimately, it boiled down to the simple science of, do you know the key? Like, I'll get it like this: like your heart is almost like a car, right? But when you say the right words through your heart, because when you speak through your heart. When you say the right words through your heart, it's almost as if you're opening the keys to that car. But the thing is, the car is just moving; it has no direction, which is like kind of like the reason why a lot of like people have jobs, because they would move to the job, but what are you doing in your job? And this is the thing: when you learn about that key, you're able to realize that key, once you open, like, I'll give you an example. Say you opened a car, right? This is a brand new car, and the inside of the car is all new. right? It's a whole new system, a whole new stereo system. This is the thing. Our brains think creatively like the inside of the car. But they're only thinking to a point where it's trying to show unconditional love, but from the aspect of the darkness, because it's only dark in your mind. You can't see that dark. So it's sort of like it's two different angles. Like your brain would be dark, but your heart would be light. So the thing is, when you have that key, when you open that key, when you say those words to yourself, like that it almost like it shines a light in your brain. But that light would shine something that might seem dark to you, that you might be hiding from yourself. I'll put it like that. When you're able to see that in the light, you realize that that thing is not there to hurt you. That thing is there to help you realize, hey, maybe this is not a circumstance that I want to be in, because I see what it is doing in the long term. Because no, mind you, like I said, that time concept no longer is there. It's removed from the equation. So it's ever present. It's almost like your mind is always there and your heart is always there. But these things that were bad before might not necessarily be bad. Or these things that were good before might not necessarily be good. Because now you're seeing it from the truth perspective. Because your heart will show you that truth. Yeah. But like I said, it boils down to the words that you say. So like I said, I wanted to do a whole study on like the actual words themselves. So I'm actually in the process of learning different languages now. Like I'm trying to learn Latin, I'm trying to learn Hebrew, I'm trying to learn every language that I possibly can at this point. Because if I can understand that language, I can at least understand how to communicate this also to other individuals from different perspectives. Because everybody can bring a different perspective to the same thing, the same concept. So
yeah, we definitely have to talk more about language, because there is like Keys was talking about how our language is very future tense based. You know, we have like I will do whatever, you know. But if you look at it from the Chinese language, Mandarin, they have like an I do type of sentence structure. Even if they're talking about something they're going to do in like at another time. But that's because, you know, that's like, and that helps them to like see that, you know, like what you were saying, even if it's thinking about the future, is still starts in the now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So like it all plays a factor, and that's the thing. So you have to just always be present. Even though not necessarily forgetting about the past and not necessarily forgetting about the future, but realizing that those two things don't exist. Like there was something that somebody at Ramapo used to tell me all the time. The past no longer exists and the future doesn't exist until I create it right now. You know, and that's the thing though. You have to be working on your future in your present, but learning from your past in your present. But ever present in that same moment. You know what I mean? So like what I would do is I would actually visit different types of like I guess different types of religious buildings, because I wanted to understand where these people like were getting their power, because that's what it really is. Like once you realize that, because your brain provides that information, that creativity, but your power comes from your heart. But you have to know what that power is. And I mean, yeah, so I can explain like how I get my power, just so like people can get like they obviously they'll get from my understanding, obviously, but obviously take their own opinion and take my opinion obviously with just a grain of salt. You know, because it's my opinion is only my opinion, you know. And I'm just saying what works for me. Yes. So but so I would visit different like I said, I would visit different places of worship to find out where they get their power. and I realized that worship was one of the biggest things, which is the reason why music is very important in this world. Like I'll give you an example. A lot of music now doesn't really help people.
No, it doesn't.
And that's the thing. There's I put it like this. When we realize that there's good and bad, we realize that there is an adversary that's against us, who might be here to steal, kill, and destroy who we are or who we're supposed to be. Because they want to keep us in that past. Now, mind you, and I'll just, like I said, I'm only speaking from my perspective. I believe that adversary is my outside appearance, my material, everything around me. But at the end of the day, that this material is nothing compared to that good, that inner peace, that it's almost the opposite of the material. But that's inside of each and every one of us. Now, mind you, like I said, this is just from my perspective. This is what I see in people, because I believe that every person is a part of that. Every person is a part of that nothingness. But we have to know how to live or be in this materialistic state. Because if we understand how to master this materialistic state and not let it control us, then we realize that we can do things beyond our understanding, because our understanding is only material. You know, so so I would go to different places of worship, but I realized music is very powerful. Music, one, is very powerful. So I got into actually making music because that's a form of worship. Right. So music in general, and also to include with music, like I said, that those, so it goes back to like what I was saying before. When you say certain words in that context, so say like I'm singing a positive song, like I'll give you an example. We made a song called I Rich. You know what I mean? But that's the thing though.
Right here.
Oh yeah. I Rich. But like even with that song, if I say that to myself, I internally believe that eventually over time, because this is what I'm hearing. That's the vibration that I'm creating. You know, because I'm saying it over and over again. So, but yeah, that's basically what I was trying to say with that. But the words that I say, right, there's specific words in a specific order that you say. Now, I say this word and it's the way you breathe the word and the way you say this word. And it's the word that means unconditional love, right? It's the word that was given back in the day. Like when I studied these languages, when I studied these roots, this is the word that I found to be unconditional love. And when you say it, it's like you breathe out the word, and it almost gives you that unconditional love power. Yeah. And that word is Yeshua HaMashiach.
Repeat it.
It's Yeshua HaMashiach.
Yeshua HaMashiach.
Yes. Yes. And like it gives you that unconditional love power where it's just like you don't have to rely on yourself anymore. You can rely on this great unconditional love power, what now resides in you because you've accepted that. Now, not everybody has to accept that unconditional love power. And that's the thing though. A lot of people don't want that power, which is completely fine. But one of the things for me, that's what I want. I want to be able to live in this unconditional love so that I can share that unconditional love with everyone else. And that's what my spiritual journey has been so far.
That's powerful, bro.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, let me think about mine. Let me run this one time.
Oh yeah.
Talking about sound and vibrations.
All of it plays a factor.
You
know.
That's why I love the singing bowl. Like you literally, especially when you're holding it, you literally feel the vibrations of the sound, you know. But I digress. So my spiritual journey also started in college, I would have to say. Um,
College definitely changed people.
yeah. Well, that's when you're not online.
Yeah.
but yeah. So it it was from like me and my boy were smoking weed,
Mhm.
and don't do drugs unless you want to, people. Um
How you do, how you
but
do, man.
um it was medicinal. But but yeah, we were smoking and he was like, I saw this really interesting video um recently. You want to watch it? And I was like, yeah, sitting there and just like vibing. So he turns on um this channel called Spirit Science, and it was the human history movie that he put on. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I highly suggest that you go and watch this movie
Mhm.
and, watch it with an open mind because it is a theory. But, if you feel it, and I feel like that's what I did. Like as I watched it, I felt it more than I listened to. And I've always been like an open-minded type of individual. So, but like I really felt into it. I was really feeling what they were saying. Something about it just felt right to me. You know, and from there, I was just like, "Yo, wow, that shit was fucking crazy." That shit really, like, I need time to like think about this because this
Mhm.
shit it makes too much sense, you know? So like I was literally like I was tearing up almost at the end of that shit the first
Wow.
time I watched it.
That's how
Like,
you know it's powerful.
yeah, that shit was really powerful. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. So, I watched it and I was like, I was thinking about it for a while. And then, a couple maybe months to weeks later, the same friend was like, yo, you want to do more drugs, this time of like, like LSD slash acid.
Oh
So
wow.
um hallucinogens. But I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. College, it's a weekend, I got nothing else to do. And
Welcome to college.
yeah, so we did it. And he ended up having to leave, and I was like, okay. So he left and I was like, all right, what am I gonna do now? And I remembered that I hadn't watched any of the spirit any other videos really on the Spirit Science channel. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go and watch some videos on this channel. And I ended up watching the whole, like, all of the main videos up to that point, like, that were on the channel at that point.
Nice. That
And
night?
huh?
That night?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Like I watched the whole shit, the whole series.
Sure.
Like it was crazy. And I was just in it the whole time, just absorbing the information. And I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. And then from there, I feel like I really started to uh my mind started to open up because it was talking about sacred geometry and the elements and chakras and just you know head heart coherence, all that stuff. Like it was a lot of different concepts that hadn't been previously exposed to, but again, they felt right, like as I was watching them, as I was going through the content. And that's probably what kept me there all night, because I was just like, this shit is fucking amazing.
One of
You
those
know?
episodes.
And yeah, so like that was definitely the start of the journey, because from there I started to get more into meditation and reading, um, reading and doing like a little bit of research about like the stuff that was mentioned. Um, I definitely like sacred geometry because that was really interesting to me. Talking about like Fibonacci and phi and like the golden ratio, all that type of stuff, um, and how like those type of concepts really indicate how the universe and the reality are connected at like a mathematical intrinsic type of level,
Mm,
so. And I feel like that the reason why that uh, connected with me so much was because of me being masculine energy in this world. It connected with my logical mind, so that kind of made like the woo woo subjects kind of like have like, okay, well, it's kind of connected through this type of way, like, so I feel like that really helped a lot. um and then where am I at now? I would have to say definitely in a place where I'm just like I'm really starting to apply more of what I've been learning over these past couple of years. I would have to say when when that have been. I was in so Laurel Hall, so I guess senior year.
mm.
Damn, it doesn't even feel like it feels like a long time ago, but that's not even that long ago.
It was literally last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like damn, yeah, literally last year, but like early last year.
yeah, literally last year. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, no. It was like the end of 2018
gotcha.
into early last year. So,
Okay,
yeah,
that's good. It's good,
that's
man.
crazy. Like 2 years. And then so now I'm like, because I've been doing a lot of learning, a lot of research on everything. And I feel like now I feel like I'm called to apply everything that I've been learning. So like I'm doing that in many different ways, reading tarot, working with this mystery school, um, you know, whole bunch of different outlets, my music as well, you know. Yo, I cooked up this banger yesterday with Dan, bro. I'm gonna send that to you.
Oh yeah.
But by the time this is out, this track will probably be out. If not, it'll probably be out,
Word.
in a week or so, in a week after. But yeah, that it's a vibe. And I'm really trying to put my soul and my spirit into everything that I create, you
Mm,
know because that's I feel like that's how I can express myself, who I am and who I know we all are, in
mm,
the best way, as I'm trying to work. And it also makes the work a little bit more exciting because
okay.
work is not always fun.
Mm.
But when you like imbue it with that higher consciousness, I don't even want to really call it that, because people might be like, oh, you put higher consciousness, you're a conscious rapper. But like, like, yeah, it's just awareness. I'd like to say mindfulness, into the music. Also go check out my other podcast, Music and Mindfulness. But yeah, and that's where I am. I'm definitely trying to apply more of the knowledge that I've learned and do it in a way that's going to build me up into the person that I know I'm supposed to become, at this point. Because it's been like, 2 years pretty much
Yeah.
since my journey started, and I haven't really applied it because like I was still kind of being stubborn and reluctant to, be like, no, I just wanted the knowledge. I
Mm,
just wanted to be like, oh yeah, this is so cool to know and understand. But I didn't really apply it, you
mm.
know?
You had to believe it first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I had to believe it. I had to feel it. I had to believe it. I had to see it. I had to just completely let it become me, you know, for me to like really have the urge, yeah, the desire, I should say, to change, to actually implement it, you know.
Mm,
And this isn't only just from my spiritual journey, it's from, but I feel like it's all a spiritual journey, your whole life, and then there's that point where you wake up to like, oh, there is more than the material, and that's just another part of the spiritual journey.
mm.
But yeah, I guess yeah, the waking up stage was like about 2 years ago, but my whole life's been a spiritual journey in many different ways. I used to do karate, and like the motto for our dojo was spirit, mind, and body. you know Combining all of that together. you know and
Around it.
huh
I said you was always around it.
exactly. And like I didn't even realize how powerful it was until like this journey.
Mm,
So definitely it's important to look back and like think about where you've come from, and then see it from you know the new lens the new level of perception that you're able to have access to, if you're on this journey. And that's very powerful. It really it really changes like your life, because once you open your eyes, you can't see things in the same way as you did before, because it's it's like you can't.
mm,
It's like it's hard to. It's like once you like somebody's in your class, for example, and it's like a substitute teacher, and your boy or your girl like nudges you, and they're just like, don't the teacher kind of look like um boot gang? Like, and then like you'd be like, oh, and then you can't unsee it. Like that's kind of how it is on the journey. So yeah, that's
yeah,
where I am, and that's how my journey started.
that's awesome, bro. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate that, man. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely share your journey in the comments below. You know,
Yes.
how
Yes.
you started out on this journey
Mm,
and what you've learned so far. That would be dope.
mm. That'd be real cool. And then to also see you subscribe, like, and share this video. Yo, that's MVP.
Mm-hmm.
That's MVP right there.
100.
Hmm. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming to this video. And we can't wait to see y'all again. Look
Yeah.
out for that next video coming out next week. You know the vibes.
Peace.